Hi everyone, my name is Bora Choi. I'm a licensed acupuncturist and co-founder of Boncho. I want to focus on the two toughest subjects that students struggle with the most, herbs and formulas, and show you how our cards can make them simple, fun, and easy. First, let's look at how our brains are wired. Studies show that we remember only about 20% of what we read, but retain about 80% of what we see. And do you know why? It's because our brains naturally love visual images. Symbols, especially, act as powerful visual anchors that lock things into our memory. Research from the University of Waterloo actually shows that symbols are way easier to remember than words that with the same meaning. With that in mind, let's compare Ching Ho and Ching Hao. Their pinyin names look almost identical, don't they? Well, personally, I have a bit of dyslexia, so it's super hard for me when names like this pop up on the exam. Staring at text while trying to memorize their categories and properties like taste, temperature, and channels takes so much time to process. Now let's compare them using the herb card. On the left side, we have Changho, warm, acrid, and surface releasing herb. On the right side, we have Qinghao, a cold herb that clears heat from deficiency. Your brain instantly tells them apart just by looking at the cards. See those icons at the bottom left? Those are your visual cheat sheet for taste and entering channels. And by the way, if you prefer studying with English, Korean, or Latin names, we got you covered. They're all right there on the back of the card. Now, here's the story behind how we created taste icons. Bitter, just like the downturned mouth, taste pushes excess heat down to anchor the fire and calm the heart. Sweet, just like a happy smile, sweet taste gently relaxes the body and strengthens central digestive power. Acrid, just like opening the mouth, acrid taste disperses stuck energy outward and stimulates circulation. Salty, just like pinching the face inward, salty taste sends energy deep to target and revitalize the kidney foundation. And sour, just like a tight face scrunching, sour taste gathers scattered energy and fluids back into the liver. Just like that, one look at the taste icons tells you everything you need to know about the herb. Now let's go back to the previous slide and look at the taste icons for both herbs. As you can see, they are both acrid and bitter. This tells you that both herbs can disperse stuck energy outward, stimulate circulation, and clear pathogens or heat by directing energy downward. Again, Boncho icons are designed so that anyone can intuitively understand it. We use red triangles for warm or hot, blue squares for cool or cold, and cute organ icons for entering channels. It's a visual shorthand that allows you to absorb the core property of any herbs in under 3 seconds. So when you study with our herb cards, here's a super fun method we recommend. First, grab those herbs with similar pinyin names and lay them side by side. Compare their category, taste, temperature, and channels using the Boncho icons. You can also study them by grouping herbs having the same taste or grouping them by same temperature, meaning you can build your own personalized study deck and customize your pile. Now let's talk about one of the most stressful parts of the board, raw herb identification. How does a text describe Yi Ren? It says, good quality consists of big, full, white grains. Now look at the Yi Ren card. We designed a cheerful, puffy character made of big, full, white grains, and your brain bridges the gap instantly. We actually hand drew every single one of these characters to help you visualize them effortlessly. Let's look at another one, Changju. Textbooks describes it as large, heavy, solid rhizome with hairy roots removed, oily dots across the cross sections. Now look at the Changju card. The character is rugged and bumpy, and its body is covered in tiny, distinct dots. Those dots represent the oily cross-section dots you need to know for the exam. With our herb card, you're remembering a face, not a sentence. Once you master single herbs, you face the next big mountain, formulas. And just like herbs, one of the biggest trap is similar pinyin names. Think about Wan Dai Tang, Wen Dan Tang, and Wen Jing Tang. Their pinyin names look so similar, causing pure exam panic. In order to help you memorize them easily, we created memory anchor image. First, let's take a look at Wan Dai Tang. Wan Dai Tang targets spleen chi deficiency and liver chi stagnation, leading to gynecological issues. So, on the front of the Wan Dai Tang card, we featured a female character standing right beside the spleen and the liver. You instantly connect the organs to the clinical pattern. Second, let's look at Wen Dan Tang. The character with the green spiky hair represents the sovereign herb Wendan Tang, which is Zibansha. His spiky hair is directly inspired by the actual Bansha plant. Here he is physically blowing air to dry a phlegm and warm a gallbladder. He is literally acting out the name of the formula, warming the gallbladder. And finally, Wenjing Tang. The sovereign herb here is uzuyu, also known as evodia. In nature, uzuyu grows as these big, bright red, bumpy cluster fruits. That is why our character has bright red, bumpy cluster hair. Because when Jingtong warms a cold uterus, the uzuyu character is gently comforting the lady. Just like that, the formula cards have their own memory anchors to help you remember them. Now, here are three simple steps we recommend when you study with our formula card. First, look at the memory anchor images on the front. Second, study the front details, diagnosis, function, cushions, and tongue and pulse. And third, simply flip over the cards to master the ingredients. Use the single herb cards to help you better understand the formula. Now let's take these steps and dive a little deeper. Remember, Chinese herbal formulas are just like building with Lego blocks. For example, let's take a look at the Guiji Fuling One card. First, pull out the formula cards out from the Herbology deck. Gather all the individual herb cards for this formula. Try to use your memory to recall the ingredients. You can check if you got them right by looking at the back of the formula cards. Then, lay your herb cards side by side. You will see which herbs are warm, which are cold, which are neutral. You can compare functions side by side. And finally, stack them by hierarchy, following the sovereign, minister, assistant, and envoy dynamics. Simply look at the SME icons on the back of your formula card and place your single herb cards directly onto their matching roles. When you study like this, they become a visual, tactile puzzle that you assemble with your own hands. This makes formula much more memorable, and it's a method that has already helped so many students. So here is what students and practitioners are saying after using our study tools.